Hi, this is Christy with Paper Snippets and Handcrafts, and today I'm going to share with you something that I created back in November. These were made for a craft show I participated in, and I ended up selling pretty much all of them, and then I did make some for Christmas for gifts. I think I posted it. Well, I know I posted it with a swap video, and then I may have posted it on my Instagram. I can't remember. And I did get a few requests on a tutorial. So I'm going to show you how I made these. And I did make them using the shadow box punch board. But you can also use just a scoreboard and your scissors. And I'll show you that at the very end if you do not have this punch board. I call these my shadow box ornament gift card / treat holders because you can hang them on the tree, or you cannot put a hanger on them if it's not the holidays and you don't want to give a gift that way. I'm going to go ahead and create a Christmas theme one, and I am going to put the wire on it so you can see what it looks like. And if you don't want it, then you just take out that step. The other thing I'm going to share with you is something else I'm creating with some other candy bars. I'm also going to show you this particular box will fit. So far, I found 3 snack-sized candies and 2 snack-sized candies and the Hershey Nuggets that will fit in them. And I originally designed this for the Hershey Nuggets. Let me show you what they are, and then we'll get on to making them. So I'm just going to move my punch board out of the way right now, and we'll look at the ones that I've created, and these are the ones, and then I'm just going to show you the shadow box with the Hershey Nuggets in. It was my original design. So this is how the Hershey Nuggets fit in here. So I figured out the measurements of them and then created this shadow box. The punch board, it does not give you, where did I set that? It does not give you a lot of options for sizes. So on here you can see it's 2x2, 4x4, and 5x5. Which is silly because you can do a whole bunch of stuff with it. There's a whole bunch of gals that are creating really cute things with it. And one of them, her name is Crafty Tina's on Facebook. And she has created so many cool things with it. She's even created, she has a lot of We Are Memory Keeper stuff. She's created different sizes with charts and whatnot. I think most of her sizes, though, are all like 5x7, or I think she might do them in half size. But to create this one, I had to create it, and the finished size is kind of weird. I'm not sure where the dimensions are, but it's like 11/16, you know, in the inches. And anyway, it's just an odd size. I can measure it here in a minute. But it will fit the Hershey Nuggets. It will fit the snack-sized Kit Kats. And what you do is this belly band I created is where the hanger is attached to, and it can all come off. And you just slide it all the way off. The back side, it does have a gift card holder, so you just can slide a gift card in here. And then the inside, I did decorate the inside, and I'm going to show you what you can do with this after the holidays if you do want to keep this as an ornament, because you can if you want. You can leave it as an ornament and hang it back on your tree. And you know, I don't know, with my kids are adults now, it's always kind of fun to hang stuff on the tree with like a gift card or whatever, and they can try to find it. But anyway, this is so cute that you can even just hang it back on the tree. You can put a gift card in it every year if you want. But I have another idea for it not hanging on the tree, so I will show you that at the very end. So this one, Well, this size will fit the Kit Kat. It will fit the Bueno snack size, not the mini, not the regular size candy bar, but the snack size. And the Bueno's snacks are the ones that have the two pieces attached together that look like that. And when you do the Buenos, you do have to adjust your belly band a little bit because there's a lot of air in them and they sit up a lot higher than the Hershey Nuggets. So I will go over that as well. I think I'm going to leave this off because I probably will use, I don't know which ones I'm going to use. But anyway, and then here, once again, here's the Hershey Nuggets that I originally designed it for. So it's pretty awesome that you can fit 3 different candies in them. So, and I plan on making all sorts of different size boxes. I am going to create a chart, and if anybody is interested, please let me know because I can use any candy to create these shadow boxes with. I'm currently working on a Reese's one and a full-size Kit Kat bar and a snack-size Hershey's. So let me write down, I'm going to make a cheat sheet for all of this, a PDF. Okay, so I'm going to get started with the scoring of it and the dimensions. So to make this box, it ends up on the outside of the box, like I said, it ends up being, let's see, 3 11/16. See, it's a weird size, by 3 7/8. So it's a weird size. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut a piece of 7 5/8 by 7 7/8. And for this, I am using American Crafts. It's textured cardstock. It is heavyweight, 80 pound. You can use whatever paper you want. Like these ones, this one I created with Michael's Recollection paper, 65 pound cardstock. It works just fine. It's not as heavy, obviously, as this one. The heavier cardstock, I feel like it makes the box, I wouldn't say it makes it sturdier, but like to put it together and glue it, it just seems to go together easy. I didn't have to struggle with the paper like going where I wanted it to go and whatnot. And then this one, I believe is, this is just a heavyweight craft. And this box is heavy. Like it is sturdy. So there's that. Okay, so what you're gonna do, like I said, you're gonna cut out the 7 5/8 by 7 7/8. And then on the side where it says box on your scoreboard, you'll put it in and you'll score on the 4 lines that it's giving you. So you're gonna score this side 4 times, then you're gonna flip it and you're gonna score 4 times, again, flip it, and do all 4 sides. So I already did this, I flipped it 4 times. And the next step that you're gonna do is you're gonna punch the pieces out. And when you do that, what I do is you wanna turn your scoreboard this way. And I mark my corners so I don't lose track of where I am. So I just put a corner X here and an X here in these 2 corners. I'm gonna start here. So when I put this in, this is gonna go in and you're gonna punch 2 times. So you're gonna do a punch and then another punch. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip it over. I put an X on the opposite side. You don't need to do that because you're flipping it over. And you're gonna punch 2 times again. So you're gonna get that. And then if you go back over here, there's your X. You're gonna do this side. Punch, punch, flip it over, punch, punch, and just make sure you keep your paper up against here. And this is what you're going to end up with. So I am going, and these are all the weird little pieces that come off of it. I'm going to throw those away, and well, I'm going to take that out because I might need that. So now what you're going to do, I've already folded one so I don't have to do it on camera. So you're going to crease all of these really well, all 4 of them. And so you're going to end up with something like this. And now we are going to start with the 2 pieces that have the odd shape, and we will glue those down. And the way I do this is when you glue these down, you don't want to get it on your score line. Kind of like if you've made mini albums or anything that you've made that you attach something close to where you're folding it, you don't want to get it in the score line. And this is going to be hard to see on camera, but that's what I am doing. So let's get, my glue has stuff all over it. My mat. Let's get some glue on this. So I am going to start with this corner, and then I'm just gonna eyeball it over here. And I'm not meaning to get glue everywhere, but I am. So once you get that, what I end up doing is I just end up pushing the whole thing down like that. And you can see where you're getting your paper, if it's in the score line or not. And I just kind of get that down like that. I like to also kind of make sure the outside of the box is shaped well, so I just kind of play around with that. So let's go ahead and do this side the same way. Once you get those 2 little sides done, and you can fold it down. And if you're using, I don't like to use tape, because if you use tape, you can't, there's no time for it to, you can't go back and adjust it. I'm like, of course, tape can't dry, but you can't adjust it. So that's why I always use glue. Okay, so now that we got those 2 sides together, we're going to roll this up, and these 2 sides come together with this one, like so. Like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply glue here. This is what I do. I don't know. I mean, I watched a lot of people do videos, but at the same time, you can try the way everybody does it. And for some reason, it doesn't work for me. I just always end up going with whatever works for me. So I'm putting glue on this end. And then what I do is I put a little bit of glue, I don't know if you can see that, inside that little angled piece right there. So see, I put that on the top of the angled piece. And then I take this piece and I kind of hold these pieces outward. And once again, you're not going to want to get this on your score line, and you just kind of roll this in here. And if you get glue on it, don't worry about it, because you can always use your glue eraser to fix things. So once I get that going, I just kind of hold it. Kind of put a little bit of pressure on the top here. Try to make sure that your corners are meeting up and they look nice. Takes a little bit of drying time. So I think that's good. So then that's what you do, have a little bit of gap in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this same thing on the other side. So put some glue here. And then I'm gonna put some glue in the inside. And then roll this up in. I think this is why just a little, and the other thing I forgot to mention, you can also do this side the same way as we did the other one, where you lay it flat so you can make sure that it adheres. So you can do this as well. So you, like this, you can lay it flat. And then you can push your piece up, which probably is an easier way. I forgot to do it on the other side though. And then just hold this for a little bit and then it will adhere. So that is the cute little shadow box. And now I am going to decorate it. I'm gonna try to get some of this glue off real quick like. I don't know, let me see if I have my die for, I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. I placed it over here. So we're gonna put, we're gonna start with gluing the back side first, because I put a gift card holder on it and I want it to be good and dry before we move on to the rest, or the belly band, because that is one thing. When you're taking the belly band on and off, you have to be careful that it doesn't catch on this gift card holder. So sometimes you have to work it to get it to, so we want the taller side, which finished is, it's 4 by, it's hard to see black on black, half, it's almost 5/8. It's just over 5/8. So it's around 3 and 4, or 3 5/8 by 4 is what the box is. But you want the tall side to be up, and then I am using scraps I had left over from a swap I did, and it looks like, let me see, okay, that looks good. Okay, we're gonna, so I did a swap just recently. It was called My Favorite Things. And I made these because I've been making so many of them and I love them. Leave It to Lisa's Crafts did this. And I'm using the same paper collection that I used in that, and it's Simple Stories Vintage Dear Santa. And I had so many little strips of paper left over. This project is perfect for those strips, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So anyway, let's get this, I'll quit yakking, and I will get this on the back. and then we will put our gift card holder on it. Okay. Just drop something. Okay, and this is just a pocket die. I think there is a set of 3 that I bought together, small, medium, and large. I think this was the smallest one, but it's not like anything it's not a special die. It's just a cheap die I bought on Amazon, and you can just, luckily it was a gift card size. So anyway, so this is gonna go on the back like this. And like I said, you need to be careful about where you place it. And sometimes what I do is I put the gift card all the way in it like this, so I know where to glue it. And I think I'm going to do that right now, but I'm going to glue the bottom side, and I don't have any Scotch tape in here. That's okay. I'm not going to do it this time, but sometimes the cards get stuck, and it's nice if you just glue the bottom side here and put a piece of Scotch tape so the card doesn't keep getting stuck, and then you can glue the rest of it. So we're just going to go with it like this, and I won't put cardstock on it. So this also, with the card in it, it also helps to not get glue on the inside of your pocket, because these little sides are pretty small. And I'm wondering if I should have just used the cardstock that's not so heavyweight for the back, but that's okay. We're going with it. So just make sure you get it centered like that. And this is going to take a minute to adhere, so I am just going to set one of my blocks down on it. My camera's, I'm going to have to plug my phone in. I've never done that while it was recording. Okay, so let's let that glue for a little bit, and then so these pieces, I'm going to go on to these pieces that we're doing around the outside. And those pieces are, let me get the measurements. They are, oh, I have them over here. 3 3/8 by 3 1/4. And the other, so those are the ones that are going to go this way. And the ones that go across are 3, I didn't say 3 3/8, did I? It's 3/8 by 3 3/4. And the other one's 3/8 by 3 1/2. And you don't have to do this. You can do just the square corners if you want. You can glue square corners down on both sides and just do it that way and be done with it. Or you can angle them. And the way I did it when I angled them is I have this little mini paper cutter, and I created a 90-degree mark on with a permanent marker on my back of my cutter. And that's how I cut these angles. And I just create templates like this for both of them. So when you have your paper strips cut at 3/8, you can just, because I was making a bunch of these, you can just grab your paper and hold it up like this and just snip the ends with your scissors and just cut a whole bunch at the same time. So that's what I did to create the little paper strips. So we've got 2 for the long sides, and then 2 for the top and bottom. And so we're going to put those on next if this is dry. Let me move this out of the way. Actually, I'm going to put this on the back before I turn this over. Let me see if this is dry. It's dry. So let's glue this cute little snowman on the back. Okay, now that we got that done, I'm gonna just do this real quick like. This one does not work very well. Let's use this one. Okay, so now let's glue. These strips are gonna go like this. I kind of always sit them on here and make sure that they're the right length, and I really hope they are because I do not have a lot of this paper left to mess with, and that looks like that's gonna work. Okay. So let's get these glued down. And as hard as you try, these boxes, I mean, they never come, they can come out. I shouldn't say they never, but they aren't always perfectly square. So I'm gonna glue this one next. So I know, and I nip that little corner off. Where my little scissors are. Just nip this little corner off real quick like. This is why it takes me so long to make anything, because I feel like I have to have everything lined up perfectly, which is never perfect. So I don't know why I try. So this is why I did this way. So I didn't totally glue it down. I can't even talk right now. So I can do this. And I think this strip is a little bit too long, so I'm gonna trim it just a little bit. No, it's fine. Maybe just a little bit. It really is easier just to not cut the corners and put 4 little strips, rectangular strips down, and not have to worry about this part of it. But it does look more like a photo frame this way. Some of these I've used really cute cut-aparts in the inside. I hope I've been in frame. I just noticed I'm kind of off. I need to glue this down here. Okay. So that is everything all glued. And now you need to pay attention because like this is your top because you've got your card that you have to put in here. The only other thing that I do now is this was a 3x4 cut apart. I'm not sure if it was from the Dear Santa collection or the Holly Jolly collection because they go really well together. But you need to cut this to size. So measure the size of the inside, which like I said, it's not always the same every time. and then glue this down for the inside. Oh, this one was Dear Santa, because I'm looking at the back of this, and this for sure is Dear Santa on the back side. Okay. And that is what that looks like finished. Okay, so then the next thing we're gonna move on to is the belly band. And for the belly band, you're going to need to cut 1.5 by 12, and you need to score it at 1/2, 4.5, 5, 9, and 9.5. And you're gonna have extra left over. This piece is extra. I don't cut it off, I just leave it on there because it gives you a little bit extra support when you fold it up. See how this piece is gonna be right there. And then I did mark on this top little tab, this where the score line was 1/2, I marked the very center because this is where your hanger is gonna go if you choose to put a hanger in it. And I'm gonna do that right now. This is something when I was making these that I kept forgetting to do sometimes. So what I do is I just take my paper piercer and I poke a hole in the top. So, oh, where am I? There it is. So I kind of, once I poke it through, I kind of make it just a little bit bigger because the wire I use, which it's, do I have it over here? Yeah, I use Bras. So if you are familiar with the Bras bow maker, they sell the wire in silver, which I'm going to use today, and they also sell it in gold. And I use it a lot for my ornaments, and I use it on my tags. And you can find it they don't have it on the roll like this at Hobby Lobby, but they do have it in a little package rolled up kind of like this in the floral section by the ribbon. And it used to be like $2.99, but I think it's $3.99 now. Okay, so actually, before I put this in, I am going to put my pattern paper on this. So I've already cut the little strips, so I want to cover this with pattern paper. So let's do that first before I put the hanger in. It's amazing how you can utilize your scraps with some of this stuff. I don't know why I'm using that. I like this one better. It's funny because I think I have, right now, I have 3 bone folders sitting on the table because I use all of them and I use them differently. So make sure your paper is going in the direction that you want it to go when you're doing this, because if you have directional paper, this is my front folded up, so this is going to be my back, so I'm going to want my paper to go this way. But yeah, I have like 3 bone folders on my desk, and then I also have one of these, like I use all of them. Okay, let's get this on there. Okay, so now that we got that like that, this is all prepped for the hanger to go in. going to I'm going to just try this. I haven't adjusted the measurements on the belly band for the Bueno, and I'm just going to try this and see if it works. If it doesn't, I'm just going to make this one for the nuggets or the Kit Kat, but I believe that this will work. So what I do is I set this in here and see how that extra piece is nice, because you can glue that down, and then this goes on top like that. So this will work. And this one is going to be a Bueno one. So that's what it's gonna look like. But it's nice to keep this extra piece down here at the bottom, because that's what you're gonna adhere it to. Now with the nuggets and the Kit Kats, I don't put them in because they're below the top of the box, but the Buenos sit up above it. And ideally, I mean, you could make this box deeper. This punch board wouldn't do it. You would have to do everything by hand with scissors and scoring. So I am just going to adjust my belly band, and then once I get this part done, I can take out the Buenos. You have to be careful with these. I don't know if you've ever had them before, but they crush super easy. So I'm just lining up the tab that's below, and then I'm just holding it like this to make sure everything lines up like so. And don't worry about all of this up here, because we are going to cover it up with our bow. Okay, so I'm going to take this off now. I really like this cardstock. So if you notice, if you were making this for a Bueno, what I would do, instead of the half score at the beginning, because it's not matching perfectly up at the top, you would probably just need to go down 1/8 of an inch. And I can grab my scoreboard real quick and see if I can do that. Yeah, so I would score, instead of a half, score at 3/8 for the Bueno to fit better. Okay, so next thing I did was, let me find my paper piercer, was put in the wire. So I poke it through the front and back several times just to get, I don't know why, oh, it's not plugged in. Okay, I'm gonna have to plug that in. Hold on just a second. I thought my phone was plugged in and it's not, and I need to plug it in because it's gonna die. And there went my light. I don't want to do that. Let's see what it looks like without this. That's all right. I gotta have my phone plugged in. Sorry about that. Okay. My lighting changed a little bit because I had to plug my phone in. So I'm getting this prepped, and this is, I think this is about 8 inches, 8 or 9 inches. I tied a knot at the end, and then I just poke this through like this. And you can use a glue gun, you can use red line tape, you can use Barely Art, whatever kind of glue to glue this down. It's gonna have a little like bump in it. If you see, it'll have a little bump right there, but it's not a big deal. And I am just going to apply a little bit of glue gun glue. I don't like to use a lot of it because it does add bulk sometimes. And then I apply this on each side. And I hurry. great because of the glue gun glue. And then I just hold it for a bit to get it to adhere. I'm getting glue from my hands all over it. So it just looks like that. And you can fold it down and run your bone folder on it. Okay. So there is the belly band that will slide off and on. I gotta adhere that a little bit better on that side. That's the other thing. These little pieces will catch on the belly band if you don't have them adhered. So just testing this out, and see how you have to lift it up over the gift card holder and just slide it on like that. And I think I'll leave this on to finish decorating it. So the next thing is I make the bow with a KS Crafts die. I cut out the back piece 2 times, and I glue the pattern paper to a piece of cardstock, and then I cut out the regular cardstock for the middle piece and then the pattern paper for the lower piece. And so that's how I make my KS Crafts Angel Wing bows. And this sits, oh, I forgot, but we're gonna glue this. It sits perfectly on the top of these packages. I love how it looks. I love that bow. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off track here. I do attach a little bead to the top of this just for some extra bling. I ended up using just these clear ones. I found a package at Hobby Lobby quite a while ago that I have tons of that I need to use. The clear were nice because it goes with everything. But anyway, just to keep that little bead down, just tie a knot in the top like that. So it's there. And it's just, you really can't see it, but you can see it. It's just a little extra blingy thing to add on to it. And then we're gonna glue this to the top like this. And I do use my glue gun. So I just apply glue. If you can see the back, I apply the glue because you can't glue it up here. So I apply the glue down here. So let me get my glue like this. Make sure I'm on the right side. Just set that on top. It's so cute on top. Like, literally, this bow is just so stinking cute. I love it. And so that's what it looks like. The bead on the back side also helps hide the back of the bow where it goes together. I need to put a little bit more glue in my band. Hold it down. I feel like my light is flashing. I don't think it's showing in the camera, but I totally see it flashing. It's driving me nuts. Okay, so that's done. And then I am going to put on this cute little snowman. This is from Simon Says Stamps. And I did cut him out, the body and the hat twice, and I layered him. So this is gonna go, I kind of want his hat to pop up above that middle part of that bow. So he's just gonna go right here. And I'm just using glue. I probably should have used glue and tape, but This has been one of my favorite dies. So, and he's just kind of gonna float up there on top. Let me get him centered. So there you go. And I'll let that sit a bit. And like I said, you can add the gift card to the back of this. Like this. So there's your card in there. Get all these glue strings are everywhere. And then you can slide this. You need to be careful because of the gift card holder on the back. Just slide this over the top like this. So now the other thing I was going to show you before I show you how to make these without the punch board is what else you can do with these. So once you're done with these, you can always keep this for an ornament and reuse it on the tree every year, which was kind of my idea in the beginning. But when I started making these, I was like, these are such cute little picture frames. Like, seriously, this is cute by itself. I don't know if you would ever want to hang that on the tree by itself, but when you take these out, you have this cute little picture or patterned paper or whatever you want to put here. And when the gift card's taken out, you can take a piece of 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece of paper and fold it in half. And you can stick it in the back like this. And if you have like a 2 1/2 by 3 photo, you can put it in the center of this and you would have a cute little standing photo frame. This is really stiff cardstock. Let me score this and see if it'll stand up better. But anyway, that's just another idea of how to use this, because it's so cute. I mean, it would be so cute with a photo in it, and you could decorate around the outside of the frame if you wanted to. So that's just another idea to use it and not like throw it away. I don't know. I have a hard time with when I make crafts. It's like I don't want to get rid of them. Even though sometimes they look disposable, they're just people probably think they're just paper, but I don't know. I just like to think of other uses for them so you don't have to get rid of them. So I will stop blabbing about that. Anyway, let me show you how you can create these with a scoreboard without the punch board. So I'm going to show you the original one right here. This is what it looked like when we did it on the punch board. This is the cheaper 65-pound cardstock. So this is what you're going to do. You're still going to use your 7 5/8 by 7 7/8. You're going to score at a half, at 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2 on all sides. So I already did that. I scored at a half on all the sides, all the way around. And then you're going to score at 1 tick mark at a 1/2 inch wide, at 2 1/2 on the top and bottom. So remember how I had that X marked here in this corner and here in this corner? Well, it's the same concept because you're creating the same thing, which cuts out. I taped what we cut out because we punched it twice. So you're going to cut out that same thing. If I can get this lined up right. Do I not have it lined up right? No, I did. I had it lined up. I don't have this lined up. So there it is. So you're going to cut out this. Oops, I'm not in frame. I'm sorry. So that piece is going to be cut out. So when you cut this, I think when I made this one, I made it so Yeah, I did, which is fine. I know it might seem confusing, but I made the shorter side, I think it is. This is 7 5/8 by, yeah, 7 7/8. So I made the shorter side. Yeah, I made the shorter side, the side that gets the little tick marks at that 2, is it 2.5? Yeah, so 2.5. So what you do is this score line right here, I think you can see it, this score line right here, you just want to do a 1/2 inch tick mark right here. And then you need to go over, so that's at 2.5, and then you need to go flip it. Sorry, I need to remove this. That's at 2.5 here, and then you need to do it here. So this over here, oops, this over here, sorry, it wasn't in frame, is sitting right here. So there's 5/8 is where the bottom of your paper is. So you're gonna go down to 7/8 where this score line is, and you're gonna make a 1/2 inch tick mark, or a 1/2 inch tick mark / score line right here. Then you're gonna flip it all the way around 180, and you're gonna do the same thing. So once again, this one is sitting at a 1/2 inch here. So you're gonna start at a 1/2 inch and you're gonna go to this line. And you're gonna do that 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you look at this, I think you can see my score lines. I'm gonna actually use my pencil to kind of draw. So this is what you created, right? Is this. So then this is gonna go over here. You're gonna cut 1/2 at an angle. This is where your tick mark is, and then you're gonna cut at an angle again. So that's what you're gonna cut. So let me go ahead and do that. I need to remove this scoreboard because I'm done with it. And I don't know if I want to use these scissors. We'll go with it. And you want to cut, so if you notice on here, there's no score line left. There's a little bit of score line left up here. But on this piece, you can't see the score line. So you're going to want to cut your score line off. Oh, they're there. I need to stand up to do this because I can't see. So you're going to want to cut up this score line. And then when you're here, you're going to want to cut from that score line diagonally up to your little mark right there. Then you're going to cut across the top of that because you don't need that. And then you're going to cut diagonally down to the other corner of your mark. And then you're going to cut across right here. So there you go. And you can always even it up after you've cut it out. My drawing wasn't necessarily straight. I think my cutting wasn't either. This is why I like to use the punch board, but you can still do it. Oh, shoot. I made a mistake. I wasn't even paying attention. You should not cut that piece off. I'm sorry. So let's do it again. So this side is going to be the opposite. I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. I was cutting on the wrong thing. Let's do it again. This is why I have the punch board, guys, because I screwed up. And then you're going to want to cut down this way. So, like that. Why did I cut that? Oh, I know why, because I did that. Silly me. I mean, the one thing about doing videos is it's difficult, like, to decide if you want to sit, if you want to stand. And I feel like I need to stand, but with the camera, it's hard. So then you're going to cut up. And then you're going to cut this way. I'm just going to go this way first. And then you want this piece gone for sure. Like that. Let me straighten this up a little bit. Okay, there you go. Do not do this. Do this. So that's what I messed up. And then what you're going to do is flip it again. And then you're going to cut out this side exactly like you did this side. Here's your tick mark. So I don't even need the piece. Like, you're going to cut up here. You're going to go across. You're going to go diagonal. You're going to go across. And then you're going to go diagonal again. Yeah, do not cut that corner out. Same thing over here. Diagonal, across, diagonal, over, and down till you have all that cut out. So this whole area. And that's probably what I should have done when I did this, is write X's on it. So there's that. And this is how to do it without a punch board. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys is I had said that I was working on other boxes with other different size candies and stuff. And so I did buy some Reese's cups that are snack size. They are not the full size candy bar. And so I will show you that one and how that turned out. And I do want to start like a PDF type cheat sheet for all the different sizes. And I'm not sure how I'll do that, if I'll just put it at the bottom of the video eventually or what I'll do. Because I also want to do Merci chocolates. I'm doing the Kit Kat bar. But anyway, this is what the Reese's snack size looks like. So here's the back side. I haven't put the gift card on it. I'm going to have to put it this direction. So I need to look in my dies and see what other gift card holders I have. I know I have a Scrap Diva die that has just the little notches in it. So it might fit on the back. But this is what this one looks like once you put that together like that. So anyway, guys, I am rambling on, and I will let you go. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you try it. And if you guys could leave me a comment, I would appreciate it. And I would love to know anyone that watches this, like their favorite scrapbooking cardstock. What cardstock do they use? Because when you're making projects like this, it definitely makes it easier if you're using a nice quality cardstock. And like this, I found out like the American Crafts heavyweight textured cardstock, 80-pound weight, was working pretty well for me. But then when you use, you know, the Recollections, it works. But it definitely was easier to use this one. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later.